Today I want to share a piece I wrote a number of years ago. This year we're all suffering about how and how much to celebrate Thanksgiving. So many families will be isolated from one another, and ours is no exception. But maybe it's times like this that are precisely why we have so many holiday stories and memories. Not to regret our current situation, but to recount and relive those memories and traditions in our minds in the hope that we'll be sharing time and memories together again soon. Now, the following isn't one of my mom's finest Thanksgiving moments, I'm sure, but I know she'll enjoy the retelling of a memory we share from many years ago. A memory that we'll likely never relive, but one that I share in the spirit of fun and the hope that we'll all be able to trade stories and laugh again together soon. It's called Reclaiming Thanksgiving. I was 5 that Thanksgiving. Mom had been working since early morning, getting the turkey ready and in the oven, boiling potatoes, making stuffing, preparing the table, all the things necessary to make this a special Haznaw holiday meal. My siblings, all older and with friends and things to do, were in and out all day, helping where and when they were asked, which was rarely since Mom had and still has her routine and doesn't require or want assistance. Dad knew this, so he spent the day reading the paper, watching bits and pieces of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on TV, not because he liked it, more due to a lack of anything else to do, and running a few errands. To Mom's credit, she realized that our help would probably just slow her down anyway, so most times she opted to put her shoulder to the wheel, power through, and do it herself, using her words and dry wit to say, "Let's just get this over with already." By late afternoon, everything was ready, save for a few finishing touches, and we were getting close to mealtime. In our family, we always ate our Thanksgiving meal around 5 p.m. I found out later in my childhood that many, if not most families, eat their Thanksgiving meals earlier in the day, but that seemed odd to me, because the way we did it, according to my youthful, undeveloped brain, was always the right way. The room looked nice. Dad had retrieved the extra leaves for the table to give us more seating room. Additional chairs were brought up from the basement. We were using the good china and flatware, which was just that, good. It wasn't fancy or expensive, but it was nice and more than enough by Haznaw standards. Even the salt and pepper shakers were nicer than usual. Pies were out and cooling, and Mom was just about to pull the turkey from the oven. I entered the kitchen to evaluate the situation and maybe steal a chunk of food from a serving dish before it reached its final destination. My timing, according to Mom, was perfect. She had a job for me, one of the only things she delegated that day. "Tell your dad the turkey is ready for carving." I understood her request, but for some reason I didn't react immediately. Maybe the message hadn't quite finished downloading from my 5-year-old brain to my 5-year-old legs. Maybe the smell of all that food momentarily paralyzed me. Maybe I was captivated watching Mom as she turned back to the oven, pulling out the roaster that held the magnificent bird, cooked to perfection. I always wondered how Mom knew how to do those things, especially the things that she only had to do once or twice a year, like cooking a huge turkey with all the trimmings. Or maybe I felt, something in my subconscious, something psychic. Whatever it was, it kept me there, in that kitchen, for just a few seconds before I went to call for Dad. It was in that span of time, in a crack smaller than one might find along the surface of a holiday pumpkin pie after it's pulled from the oven, that I witnessed Thanksgiving history. My mother had dropped the turkey into the wastebasket. Let's take a moment of silence. She looked at me, and her eyes spoke volumes. I hadn't moved a muscle, and I wasn't about to now. In fact, I'm not sure I could have. I might have been in shock. But one thing I did know was that the message downloading from my brain to every fiber of my body at that moment was saying, "Keep your mouth shut and don't laugh." For the next 10 seconds, no words were spoken, as Mom quickly calmly and efficiently birthed the turkey from the large wicker wastebasket as though it was a daily occurrence. And as she placed it back into the roaster, it was patently obvious and silently understood that this situation was to be our secret and our secret only, as Mom's eyes did all the talking. Not a word, they said to me. Not one word. And I honored that secret, until today anyway, out of respect for my mom, because I didn't want her to be embarrassed, and most importantly because I was really hungry, so it didn't matter to me that I would be eating trash can turkey that day. Had this scenario played out lately following the incident, as well as moments later at the Thanksgiving table. But not this day. This was a day to respect the wishes of my mother, who asked for so little, and who still does. It was a beautiful holiday. We laughed and told stories and gorged ourselves on tasty, perfectly prepared turkey with all the fixins, and one unscheduled stop in the garbage can. And no one was the wiser. So here's to a happy and safe Thanksgiving, full of laughter, well-kept secrets, and stories you can tell years down the road. Take care, everybody.